What's going on, man?
What's up?
Right?
You know what? I'm gonna go even a little bit heavier, just because
You with Jeremy then, or? Oh, no.
everybody has so many colors.
Yeah, I know. That guy.
I would rather have a little bit left over than not enough. Yeah. But look at, like, do you notice how clear it is?
Yeah, super
Like, it's
globulous and like crystal clear.
Ah, yeah, the clarity on this stuff's
word?
great. Yeah, globulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an adjective.
Globulous?
Yeah. You can have globules, and things can be globulous.
Bad not to the
What are you talking about? The word globs? Glob-UI?
Yeah, yes, I guess so. That works.
Oh, glob-UIs in the epoxy.
Sounds like a racial slur. And for like some like Eastern Asian like population, are you globuli?
You can't put that on YouTube, man. You can't say that on YouTube.
Yeah, let's not get infamous today. Like, we don't want to be creating new slurs. Although you think about a puddle pusher, that is pushing it.
Puddle pusher, yeah.
People call people that do floors puddle pushers. It's like, this sounds offensive. We're gonna put just a little bit of this back. All right, YouTube, anytime you're measuring stuff out, there's two different methods of thinking. If you just want to pour your two components into one bucket. Some people say put A first, some people say put B first. You can really do it either way. I personally like to put A in first because it's thicker, it takes a little more time to settle down, and then part B is like much more viscous, so it just goes in and levels. So you're able to hit that A, fine tune it, let do all the settling, and then your B goes much quicker. So right there.
So what's the ratio on those two guys?
This one's 1-to-1 again. We're going back to Mach 1. Just because if we stick with single shot, we won't be able to layer like that. Like, so if we go with Mach 1, same base resin. This one just has different attributes for countertops, and that one has attributes for a floor. So the work time on this is a little bit less. The overall cure, like where it hardens up and is like ready, like you could use it in 8 hours.
So that shit is hard.
Yeah, in like 8 hours, it's like good. It's good.
Whereas the other one,
Yeah, 16 sometimes, depending on environments, could be up to like 20, you know? Sometimes 24 if it's kind of chilly. Like, so it's the same base resin, just with like different set times and slightly different viscosity. Even the viscosity is pretty similar. Like, this one's like got that thick consistency to it. Like, even the base on the single shot, like when you're putting your color and mixing it in, it's like, man, but then once that bead goes in, it just lays right down, you know? It's not as viscous as, say, like the ultra low, you know, the full auto, but like sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want more control of where your resin's going, you know? Look at that, that's the hardener. Look at how beautifully clear that hardener is. Oh, that's the good stuff. I like it. And there we go. 24, 48. Hut! I need a stick. Thank you, sir. Oh no. Thanks, man. I was gonna start going, oh no, 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 no. We gotta mix this, come on. There's actually some resins that I've worked with and doing like the special effects stuff that, no joke, you could pour your part B, pour your part A into your part B. They do not integrate until you manually integrate them. You could literally like throw a lid on that bucket, go home, come back the next day, and then mix it.
So you just sit right on top.
It'll just sit. It just sits. Like you have to physically like make it start happening, because like they just have two completely different viscosities.
It's like ranch dressing and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a good way to describe it. Huh, yeah.
If you take a chicken nugget into barbecue sauce and then you try to dip it into ranch,
Yeah.
the ranch will just slip right off of it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Thick.
Huh.
And then it's like, which one's more oily, you know? Like oil and water, you know what that does. So one of them's gonna, they're not the same thing. One's gonna repel the other to an extent.
What happened to Alex? I thought he was on the way down.
He's talking about.
He left again.
Oh, did he leave?
No, he's back there talking to Corey. You know what I realized just now? I didn't get myself any cups. Would you mind grabbing me a few cups? Thank you, sir. Just grab like 4, maybe 5.
You don't want 7?
7,
You know, got 6, got 7.
6, that works. So I have not been keeping track at all at how much time I've been mixing this.
Got a
This
minute.
is purely visual. Right now I'm scraping the sides. I can see the different consistency of one of those components being scraped off and being integrated.
I never thought about it. I never tried that shit either.
Yeah, no. After you do it so many times, it's like you can just,
Mix it.
you just get used to like what viscosity you know you're looking for. You can look down in there, see any discoloration.
That's like the number one thing I hear about. Is like mixing times.
Yeah.
As long as the mix is like 2 to 3 minutes, I think the scraping the sides and the bottom is a big thing.
Yeah, huge. Huge,
Make sure
huge.
you're good and mixed. So that there's no have to be concerned. Just make sure you mix it for that time.
Uh-huh.
Keep it in your head. And mix it really good. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom.
I
Did you
play,
ever mix it too long?
I mean, early on working with the materials, yeah.
No, I'm saying like, is that like a problem? Like if you mix it too long, is something
Well, yeah,
happen?
it'll start to, you're cutting into your work time at that point.
Okay.
Especially with it being on volume, and this is an exponential thing where that
Yeah.
that heat, the exothermic reaction, it accelerates that reaction, which generates more heat, which accelerates the reaction, like it just real fast. So your work time gets eaten up. I mean, there's times where like some of the first fast cure resins I ever worked with, I was doing casting, like I was pouring them into molds, and you know, mixing it up, I can feel it heating up in the cup, like before I'm even done mixing. I'm like, man, it's like as I'm pouring it out, it's gelling. Like it just becomes a solid midstream.
Like fast
I'm like, okay, wow, super fast means super fast. Noted.
Oh, fast crack mixing like that?
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, fast crack can do
Yeah,
it.
it's fast.
Yeah. You gotta mix it at the crack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, yeah, don't mix it on the
Mix
other
it
side of the room.
literally
Oh.
and
You have to
pour it
be
in
at
the
your
crack.
destination.
It's that fast.
You're mixing it as you're pouring it?
Yes. It's that fast.
There we go. All right. I'm going to break mine down like so. Just going to take a couple good dollops. Here, I'm going to start handing these to you for you guys to take and put in your colors.
So those are for us?
Yes.
Oh, I got you. How many cups are we each getting?
I mean,
So I know how to disperse this.
that should be enough. I mean, you do have a good bit of colors.
Oh, 2 cups or 1 cup?
How many do you have?
I ain't getting one.
You need to get one? He's got 2 cups. All right, grab one of those. I mean, like, that's a good amount of resin. That is more than enough resin you're gonna need for this little bit of square footage that we're covering, you know? Because we're only coming right up to the sands. So it's really not that much. I do have one over here. Let's see, and there is some more here. You didn't get a cup at all?
No.
Okay, let's see. Give you actually here, let me hold that one. There you go.
Good enough for you right now.
Should. I'd rather you guys have what you need. I can work on the fly, you know.
I want to see you make it look sexy first, so I can make it look decent.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with. Let's see, what blue should I use?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that's how you look like over there.
Taking in the process.
You get good in your head, that's considered practice.
A lot of people, like, you know what I mean?
Just visualizing practice.
The machine thinks for it.
So even though I'm not doing it, I can do it in my head. I can turn the apple.
Conjure the apple? I didn't just conjure the apple. I grew the apple. I harvested the apple. I cut it up. I turned it into a pie.
Shit will just pop in there sometimes, like random shapes.
Yeah.
Like last night, there was like this little, because I was thinking about different stuff, and I was like on my way to sleep, it was just like this yellow, like flashlight looking thing. I was like, what is that? That was the last thing I remember before I went to sleep.
Sounds like my brain. I start imagining that I'm really tiny and I'm walking on surfaces that I've done. So like it used to be whenever I'd sculpt something, it was like I was shrinking down and walking over the skin texture.
Oh wow.
And I could like evaluate, and literally in this state I would see things that I'm like, I don't like that. And most of the time I'd go back to the sculpture and it would be there. And I'm like, I don't like you, I'm gonna fix that. And it's really weird. Like it's really odd.
Sort of.
I think it's like a subconscious thing. It's like you
yeah.
train your brain to like see abstract shapes instead of sculpting a face. You're sculpting all the shapes that make up that face.
Yes.
So you're not thinking I'm sculpting a nose. I'm just sculpting a bunch of shapes that happen to make up a nose.
You know, it's really weird how like society and just anybody you say that to would be like, oh, this guy. Most people they'd be like, oh, that's fucking weird. Like something's wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
But like if you ever like really kind of like able to crack the shell on someone that's like autistic and they're good in their way. Like,
Are you calling me autistic?
No.
You're not wrong, but
I mean, it's just interesting how you know those really like gifted people they kind of just I don't know like it's not they don't operate the normal way.
oh man, there's a reason why so many like brilliant inventors through time and like just people that made these discoveries like all right, Tesla died absolutely like broke, and his mental health had degraded enough to where he fell in love with a pigeon.
Oh yeah, the pigeon. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not funny.
I mean, it's kind of great though. At the same time, like he was probably having a blast. He loved that pigeon. Like. If he was not happy about his life, I mean, he definitely could have changed it again. But he was pretty happy with himself. So there's a reason why there's a fine line between brilliance and being an absolute nut. Very fine line. Aqua.
It's almost like that tealish blue.
Flipping the yams. You know how good that is, really?
Right now it's going to be getting your colors laid out. For the most part, you want to place them where they're going to be. You don't want to try to make them travel too much. It's more like place, then meld. It's always place, meld. Place, meld. It starts looking a little bit sloppy if you just try to push it too much.
I'm really gonna cut it in. fucking beautiful, Mike.
It's fucking raw.
At that point, let's see. I'm gonna go darker. Dark, 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 dark. Put one more. Why not? Get reckless with it.
¿Necesitas ayuda?
Sorry, don't mean to clutter up your space right there. He's not feeling the ocean no more. So currently, my method of doing this, I've just put down 3 different tones of translucent blue, working from like teal, like lighter. Then we have a little more aquamarine. Then we're going into like a deep blue, like I went pretty pigmented on it. I will push this together and up to my shoreline, and then at that point I'll take micas and place them exactly where I want them and work them in that way. That just gives you so much more control over, if you already had your micas suspended in this, everywhere it goes they're going too, and then you're not going to have as much control over getting that look of that depth and the transition of depth. So you can see without, if we don't do any micas in this, you're going to see exactly what you have in your visual information down there. But by adding micas, you're essentially interrupting that light. So even though you see the tones, you don't really see definition to them. Oh, I'd also like to point out that I have never done this. I've never done it this way, so this is the advantage to spending a lot of time in your imagination. You can do a lot of practice runs. You know what we should do? We should, I'm pretty sure, like I know Corey has a musical background. I have a musical background. You seem like you probably have some kind of musical background. We should make like waiting screen, like soundtracks, and even like as I'm working and not, actually engaging with like talking, you just have like a background track that kind of creeps in.
The Bob Ross theme song.
Yeah.
I would memorize, I used to fall asleep to it. Bob Ross and painting. Like 1:30 in the morning.
Just watching some Bob Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a master, so it's always Bob Ross time.
He's responsible for so many
Yeah. And like just how fast he was able to just nuts. And what's crazy is he did each one of those paintings multiple times because it was one camera for one view and another camera for another.
Right.
And then we would redo the painting for the other camera angle.
I know.
What?
Amazing.
That's absolutely insane. You know who's a really good painter and is somebody that everybody here more than likely knows of? It's Mike Quist, the guy that started Stone Coat. That dude's artistic talent is unreal. Mike Quist. Like he's kind of the one that made this stuff so popular on like the DIY and like the education. Like,
Oh, wow.
I mean, like he's a friend of ours, and hi Mike. He's kind of the reason that all of this is happening. You know, like I regularly give him credit for like all of the hundreds of hours of just information he gave away for free with Stone Coat on YouTube. Is like it just gives you this vast library of like know-how. And there's so many tips and so many tricks, so many techniques. Like, and to this day, like he sold the company. He's kind of retired, I guess, like if you want to call it that. But he's done with the company. But he's still messing with this stuff and like developing more and more techniques because it's just like he just has to create something, you know.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
like I
creative
have
thinker,
to
yes.
create, or it's bad. Things go very bad very quickly. So right now, let's see, this is some Arctic Diamond Blue from Black Diamond. We'll literally, actually here, I want to take my gloves off for this. Have a little more control. So you can actually put like movement whenever you do it this way. That's what I found with doing that that Galaxy Nebula look over there. This one's got a cool color shift to it too. It has a nice violet that's popping out. Doing it this way is definitely going to, especially with like color shifting micas, it's going to give it a pretty psychedelic look. Like you could just go with like straight interference and like really reflective and buried in that blue and get something that looks more natural. I like getting weird with it, you know. Like what does an ocean look like on Neptune?
Right?
Is that a gas giant?
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't look like anything then. It isn't there. This is some iridescent blue. Super, super fine pigment. By itself, it's going to have just kind of a milky appearance until the light hits it at just the right angle. And these, more often than not, actually work better and give you more of a shift and a pop of color the less you use. But in this case, we're trying to go for some body and like definition of movement in that water. So we're going to go a little bit heavier. Right now, I'm literally just placing. I'd like to remind everyone again, I've never done this before. So usually working in the imagination shop does a lot of the practice for me. Sometimes imagination shop is a liar. So we're going to find out if this theory is correct. even if it's not, we do have, looks like just about every student chose to go heavier on metallics, which is totally fine. But you'll be able to,
I wanted to put ink like that.
you can, I mean, you can actually throw it in, like you can go directly into it, just be sure to work it in, you know? So what I'm gonna do, let's grab a flat blade and even a chip brush. We're gonna start moving some stuff around. First, we are going to work it down in to the resin. And you can see already you're getting this look where all of these undertones underneath here are no longer as defined, and you have this very reflective mica at different heights in that resin, which is going to give a different amount of that blue tint that it has to fight its way out of. So even though you only have a couple of interference micas and 3 colors of ink, you're going to get a huge range of different colors out of it.
You know, it'd be a great tool for this.
What's that?
You know, the confectioner's sugar.
Yeah.
It's a little.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Some people even take like, because I mean that's just like a small version of like a seed spreader, you know. Like if you think about it, some guys will do flake floors with a seed spreader.
Oh,
So just like use it as a hopper and just shoot it out.
That's a great idea.
I mean, like, you know, if it works. I get it. Like I've got you know, the shoulder issues, the neck issues. There's sometimes where even right now this movement is like electricity running up to my teeth. So like if I could have something that would do this for me and I didn't have to do that motion and worry about the electricity, that'd be great. I really like that tone, that variance, that depth out here in a deeper area. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'd be cool to put like a white sort of epoxy and then like
Something a little more opaque
make
to it.
like separate where the glue is, so it'll like foam.
Well, there's going to be a layer over top of this that will have white caps.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll kind of be able to like define like our different steps and like, and plus with that being predominantly a clear layer, like there's plenty of room for us to like drop inks in certain places or even dyes in certain places and like kind of work that like that body and that depth and that movement like in, you know? The same general idea of like dropping your micas where you want them and then working them in is a really good way to get like a nebulous galaxy kind of look. We'll be doing that on our black samples once everybody has these established. How's everybody feeling about what you have?
Are you doing that?
That looks nuts.
Yeah,
What?
That's crazy.
Bro, you're like a savant and didn't even know it. Like, what did you use?
Turquoise,
Right?
and the teal in the first one.
What's the mica in there?
The cobalt
Okay.
He's going off on a picture.
on one.
From his location.
Man, look at that separation and like that definition. It is that super fine mica is like just coming together in these tiny little like waves and rising up and like sitting there, like creating this movement and definition. Is like so fine.
Yeah.
Crazy. Actually, hey, everybody's got something good. Look at that. You got that bit of teal popping out. Ooh. Parker, don't quit your day job, bro. No, I'm kidding. Work it up.
It got wild, man.
Work it up to here, okay?
It got wild.
Oh, don't worry about that. We can figure out something to do with that. Maybe find some small shells.
Work for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Don't worry about the drips. Like you could find some small shells and glue them on there. Like you can hide it. Or I mean, there's ways to even like get more. You know, you go and drop something opaque and a little more quartz on there and hide a lot of it.
I kind of like it, man. Like it's kind of like a. I think it's kind of like more kind of a. Not as realistic as yours. More of like a realistic.
It's more artsy, you know, like that's the thing is like you can either like take the time to put like that tone break up and go with something translucent.
How did you do the deepness part like that?
Right over here?
That's ink?
Yeah, it's heavy.
Heavy ink?
Yeah. It's a heavy amount. It's actually the same ink that's here through the middle predominantly, but that's just like 5 times as much. And then like that mica being worked in is just going to give like lots of different depths and like that definition to it.
So that mic is not for. I thought that was for your wave caps. That's for.
Yeah, no.
That's for.
This is just like iridescent, like, you know, just that reflection at different height points in the epoxy that's tinted with the ink, you know? So it's just like giving that definition and that depth to it. Yeah. I like this.
What's up, man? What's happening?
What up, dog?
You are.
Are we live on YouTube
Yes.
still?
Yes, we are.
Nice. I'll give a shout out to Concrete Protocol.
Do you want a mic?
No.
Hey, there's one right here.
Dude, it got a little messy. It got a little wild. You're going for like a psychedelic beach, you know?
Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah, a hurricane. I'm setting the scene. There's more layers to come.
So if you get this in your color, you have something like that, it's not so consumption. You think you blow it down.
What color are these?
I'm going to put just a little bit. I want something that's going to
Got,
add a little more white to it. Actually, you know what? I know what I'm going to put in here. I'm going to use one of the color shifts that has like pinks and greens in it. I'm going to use that as a nice little weird iridescent shimmer.
There's a bunch of little ones around here. Yeah, you're free to take them.
oh, the indigo blue is that dark one.
Where's that big box of
This is indigo blue. It's more like a purple.
They're in the back. There's some of them out here, but the two. Nope. Nope. Those are mine. That's separate for a reason. There's specific looks that those are sitting there for. Don't worry, they're going to be used here. But I don't want to get used up without doing those looks.
So we're gonna do our white inside of that.
Inside,
We wanna-
on
like,
top.
Over top.
Mhm.
Going for our white top.
So at this point, you could just leave what you have, or you could work things together just that little bit more. Like get some more of that like effect, like the selling and like separation and everything.
Like blowing it or like
You could blow on it, yeah.
move it?
Yeah. If you have a straw, you can use
Get
it.
out of here, dog.
If you have a straw, you can use a straw, a hair dryer,
What are you doing now?
a heat gun.
I guess it was like kind of throwing me off because I thought it was because it's white. I'm like, oh, he's doing the, but that's just
It's white until it like makes its way into that ink, you know.
yeah. I want a blow dryer, man.
There's heat guns and stuff underneath the workspaces. Right there.
Run a cord. Okay.
It's hanging right here, like right here in this space. Right here. Like, look at me. It's right there. There you go.
What is it? No, it locks up. You gotta get it in the perfect place. Like let it like once. There. Oh, well, yeah. That's how this thing works. So easy with the rest. Yeah, what the hell is this?
Hold this for me.
You're gonna get my beach, man.
You call that a beach?
Yeah. You call that a son of a
Beach.
my beach.
Dude, you're like a mental terrorist, and I love it. I do that to people too. I just say certain things where I'm like, are they gonna pick up on this? Like, just say it like really casually too.
You like it. Come on. Come on. He was ambitious.
It's like, oh, it's the effort that matters. Instead of like, you know,
Think so?
how does
I
this
feel
look?
like it's like
Well, it's the effort that
wave
counts.
cap, like the wave cap.
What?
I'm seeing the vision. You know, I'm gonna see it through.
So what is the heat doing to?
I'm more of a micro scale.
It's upping
Really
that
like
viscosity
green,
very
yeah.
temporarily.
You guys
And then
are all the same
also
guys,
like
yeah.
it can like amplify the
you'll
effects
see
that
it.
the micas and the different pigments give you, because it's just easier for it to move through that epoxy because that heat is making it just flow more for just a little while. Yeah, there's quite a few different like natural kind of looking things you see in marble and stone that the easiest, quickest, and probably the best way to get it in resin is to hit it with not just air but heat as well, because it just amplifies what those colorants do.
Does that affect the cure time?
Yes. Yeah, the more heat you apply, the faster it will end up curing.
What is that doing? Just like give it a little bit more like effect, like wave effect. I think it looks kind of cool.
I didn't want to mix it too much like on the palette. I was trying to get like more of like, this shit looks like a fucking picture, dude. Like, if you hang that shit up on a wall, kind of like overlook everything as a picture. That's crazy. But I feel like it's one of those things that if I like fuck with it more, like make it look like ass.
Yep. Less passes, more better.
I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I think I'm just gonna wait for my white caps and just.
That's why I walked away from mine.
I'm not gonna fuck it. I'm gonna fuck it up.
Walk away.
Cause right now I'm happy with it. I can bring it home and be like, look, baby.
You got big time leak back here.
Big time leak.
Also go back.
Alright, check on who's blaming on Madden. Makes life so much easier when you just have someone just available, just ready to blame. Like, no, man. Yeah, it wasn't me. No.
Life's a lot easier when you have a scapegoat.
Yeah, on you.
Oh yeah, it is.
Even if it's not even a real one, just someone to just make them think. Maybe did he?
Ricky Stanicki?
Did he?
Isn't that the
That's that movie, yeah.
isn't that the plot to Ricky Stanicki?
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
Yeah, that's sick. I like that. Yeah, I'm sick. Pretty sure I could pick up a couple girls for this.
It's not gonna carry away.
I'd be like, hey, look. You see that, baby? I could take you to a beach that really looks like that.
Look like that.
Yeah. I'm be like, hey,
We're
look.
having a really good time. It's feeling like this.
This is what the beach gonna look like. We pop a couple. We're live, man.
Yes, we are.
Does anybody want this heat gun?
Nobody has any ambitions.
Nobody wants to catch that heat.
Nobody. Nobody wants that smoke. Yeah, that's sick. I like that a lot, actually. You know what's wild, bro? Like Madden. Tell me if you see this too. But I kind of feel like when I pushed it that way, it kind of like it's like mid-wave going back out. Cause you know when it goes back out, like the big part goes back and then it leaves like the smaller part. I feel like that's like the smaller part of the wave.
Yeah.
And then it's like you kind of just see it just receding. And it has like a mini white cap in it. Nah, dog.
You
That's
get
fucking.
like, bro.
I want to like put like a little cover over mine. So like when you guys try to sabotage my work. Hi, Judy.
What's up?
Material? I got some extra material if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if you need more material, then
No, I mean just like the white.
well, remember we're going to be doing a layer over this that is white caps.
Okay.
Unless you want like more like kind of opacity and definition in your ocean, like you don't have to worry about like that because I mean this already has like a wave kind of look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's beginning to get into that white cap
Look how
look.
that might have followed your finger.
Yeah.
I know it.
Just traced it.
This would be a good time to like if you come over here and see like as I'm passing through, I'm keeping things very directional and kind of like giving this like almost honeycomb interlaced. Like what you're doing is you're orienting the mica as you make contact each time. So like if you're traveling linearly but then alternating like this, it gives that look. Just the amount of mica.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You like mine, Judy?
Is this yours?
Madden said I had the best one.
I like the different colors.
Yeah.
That didn't sound very convincing.
No, I like it. I mean, it looks like, you know, how the waves come in. I like it.
As long as it's better than his, which I think it is. You've been talking a lot of smack to me, Judy. Can I report him to corporate somehow?
Parker, I like seeing everybody's different techniques.
Yeah.
And how it
Yeah.
looks different and the colors and
Yeah, mine's definitely different.
super fun. Yours is good. It looks yours.
It stands out.
Yours looks like crashing waves.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
See,
to me.
I'm more of a close-up view. Everyone went like real macro.
Yeah.
I'm going micro.
Yes, this is an aerial view for sure.
Yep.
This is
And
an
I'm
aerial.
close-up.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine like the code right there. You know what I mean? Like you're
Close
just,
up.
yeah.
you're just looking
I
at the
see
water
it.
right in
You're
front of
literally
you.
just looking
You're
at
close
it.
up. That
Nice.
looks like you're in it, like drowning, like getting hit by the waves in the face.
Yeah, you just can't even see straight.
No, I see it. I totally see that.
See it?
That's amazing.
Wait till the
Yes.
next layer
I
goes
see
on, you're
it.
like, okay.
Yes, I see that. That's so cool.
I'm like scared to even add white caps on
Don't
mine.
look at all these
No,
little
you got
drops,
to.
though.
Otherwise, it's a lake.
True.
You make it a lake or ocean.
You're right.
Yeah, I think about that.
I needed that. I needed that motivation.
Lake or an ocean? That's
I needed it from
That's a
Judy.
good
I needed it
metaphor
from
for a
Judy,
lot.
not
That's
you.
right.
All right.
a good metaphor.
I needed it from Judy, not
You
you.
can apply that to a lot of things in life.
Yeah, that's good. I really like it.
So what's under all that quartz?
MRAP Fast Cure. Take this color break up onto just a little bit.
What's the cure time on that MRAT?
That Fast Cure, I think it's like 6 hours. It's good. Like it's hard. You can recoat it in like, depending on the environment, usually around like 4 hours. But it's like kind of soft, so you got to be easy with it, you know. Which is a little more challenging on a floor.
Oh, so you're already going over.
just a little bit.
I love that shimmer, dude. That shimmer.
It's that fine, fine iridescent pigments. That fine micron
That's
makes
just gonna go
all
in
the
the
difference. It very well may have spots that looks like it's reflecting back out, yeah. Like if we had some of that silver alchemy, this would actually we do have that other silver though. I'll put some in.
Just use that. You know, don't get the egg post style.
Where did that silver go? Has anyone put eyes on that silver, that aluminum series? Beautiful. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I think when Gabe gets back to, you guys can
Super fine. Yeah, there's a big like economy pack of little paintbrushes. Right, they should be over here. Yep.
That's why you go through it.
He gave me all these paint, like $800 worth of paint, like 4 gallons of primer for another job. I mean, he's a really nice guy, you know. He's always like loving all the new products he does. We try and get a little like I have my Ravens. I ordered them, but they didn't.
I've got a set too. I don't use them that often, but they're I've had them.
I wanted to bring them for this class. They got delayed, and they're actually coming today.
You make one of these?
No, I was at the other downtown.
He was too far out of the process. Like it would have taken him a lot of work very quickly to catch up. But you got your other sample board based out black,
Yeah,
right? Because those will be pretty quick. Like working over black makes things a lot different.
Yeah.
Are you working it into like purposeful taggedness to try to like that wave?
Yep.
Ben needs to listen.
So now I'm sitting here thinking about it. My aunt is a famous painter, and the thing that she paints the most is water. She paints light reflecting off of water, and I have a lot of visual reference up here because of just years of looking at her paintings, you know.
Yeah, just yank it back.
You count right though. It's really probably good auction. Okay, like in his 30 years. Yeah, but it's
There's definitely like I did some scraping.
Yeah.
It's like 3 years on this.
It's hard. Unless you're scrapers, like jagged, it's pretty hard.
Somebody say that's a mistake.
That's something I was asking Jeremy too. I was like, man, these things get sharper and sharper as we're
They'll go out. We take a
I'll come do something at your house.
Seriously, and I'm
Absolutely.
like, it needs
After a period of time, all the wood you didn't get to meet. That's actually Gabe and
That would be a great opportunity to do some like tutorials in a real world setting. So it's a business expense, you know, like. And you're not too far. You're like what, 10 or 15 minutes? I think that works out really well.
Yeah, the only time off I've had is like 25 in March.
I mean, I've had a day at home.
You hear that psychology there? They're very soothing. They bring out an emotion. It's like that psychology behind color theories. Wild.
So I was up for
Yeah.
hours last night just on Instagram, trying to book some appointments for next week. So, and I almost filled up.
Like warm and welcoming. I like
So,
that.
If you want to put together,
Yeah.
or whatever you want. Just playing the piano with the spoon and stuff.
What? What are you talking about?
He used to be a comedian.
Schedule for that too. See what's going on. I'm just
Yeah.
a quarter of what I need to be done today. Then, so
All right.
I'll be here.
You'll be here. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll how long are you here? I will close out any day. And then,
Yeah, I'm gonna be here until.
We got, if we're doing more looks, probably another 2 hours at least. Like it's definitely going past that 5:30 cutoff. Is that okay?
I mean, it's up to you, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. Now, why does Judy have to be here? I've got a code. I got a key. I'm not on payroll, but I care. I'm not gonna let anybody mess this place up. It's like one of my adopted children or something. Like, oh, look at this place, you know?
No, I don't think I'm gonna mess with mine too much more. I think I'm gonna fuck it up.
You're not gonna do the white?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the white. That's about it.
Is it gonna be a second or are you gonna be in this?
Anyway,
Justin, how does that look from up there? Does it have a kind of water movement to it?
A little bit. I've been practicing last night.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Sweet.
It's good from you.
I'll send you a
Perfect.
picture of mine.
Hey, it worked. The shop, in my imagination, pays off yet again.
Right?
back.
So this is going to sit for a while. I'm sure if anybody is still messing with it at all, you can definitely feel that it is towards the working time. It's,
Yeah, I can
it's
see it
towards
starting
the
to-
end.
Starting to pull back a little bit.
Yeah, but that means as I'm doing these last little passes, each time the mica has less and less viscosity to run off into. So like
Get more
these
texture.
these structures are going to be more defined and give that variance and that depth. Chatoyance. Yes.
I forgot it's Friday. Connor will be here till 7:30, so that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Nice. Yeah, guys, nobody has to stay to the end if you don't want to. I understand that 10 hours for a class is a long time for like people. Like, I just don't stop. I talked to the camera earlier, and I was like, if I could keep everyone here for like 14 hours each day, that would be like optimal. I could get everything across them with
Right.
like 3 14-hour days.
Well, maybe.
Call that one the Wolf book, like boot camp. 18-hour training days.
Raoul Duke University.
I love it. Duke University. Yep, that's it. All right. Pretty sure that's gonna stay right where it needs to. So just to recap, for those of you watching. This space right here went from just black and primer color blocking, kind of like establishing these values that are going to be hidden underneath but still show through, epoxy that was tinted with dye. There was 3 different batches, 2 different colors, 3 different batches, and then once those were in place, I literally took mica and sprinkled it where I want it to go, and then I'm able to sit there and keep working it relatively where it was placed, so it's not going away too far. And what's happening is every time you pass through it and you touch it, the epoxy is setting up more, so that stroke is going to leave that mica oriented in that general space, and it's not going to have time to run down, so you get that depth. It's all about that depth. And actually, this will be a good chance to show what happens sometimes whenever you spend too long torching something. Because of the heat and the viscosity kicks up again, sometimes your micas that are like perfectly in place will just fall flat. So like you never want to hold, like if you're working with really fine micas like this, it's a lot of really quick passes, like a few times, versus anything slow, because then your micas just kind of fall flat. With how much this layer got played with, that's one that I would torch for sure. Because I mean, like I went through every square inch of that multiple times with this brush. So there's definitely a lot of like little micro bubbles trapped in there. But you don't want to heat it up too much too quickly, because then you lose all of that like depth and definition that you have. Got a little bit of debris. I think I lost an eyelash. And remember, some people that call themselves the best and professionals will tell you that you can't guarantee that epoxy is going to do anything. You can't have control over the material. Pshaw, I say. Pshaw. That's an actual word. Did you know that? Pshaw. It's more like an exclamation. Psh.
Excuse me, sir. We happen to be on live. Your profanity violates YouTube's terms and conditions. Please escort him out the building.
Don't demonetize us, YouTube. Wait, we're not monetized yet. Never mind. Monetize us, YouTube.
Seize this man.
Boo this man!
Boo hiss.
Alright, I'm going to resist from putting anything else in this. Good enough. It's got depth, it's got definition, it's got a look. It's a vibe. I think that's how the youth would say it now. It's a vibe. Oh, look at that. That hair. Did you? No, not quite. Come on. Come on. I couldn't leave that one. It was too well defined. Alright, good enough. Leave it right there on the shore. Break what up some more? As we're definitely getting towards the end of work time. You don't want to manipulate. I mean, like really, you can really keep going at it for a while longer. You just want more like definition to things, more like contrast between the depth and everything. Mm-hmm. The same way I did this, where I took an iridescent mica and I like put it in my hand. I literally pinch and put it exactly where you want it to go, right? So like, are you thinking like a lighter tone?
Yes.
All right, so even the silver would work. This Arctic blue would work. You can go with one of these color shifts that'll work. That'll add like some cool, like, you know, it's going to change what color range it shows because it's going in something that's tinted blue, but it'll still give you something, even if it's just like a hot, like, flashback of light. But you'll literally take that one, would probably look really good in there too. But it does have, it has violet too, like it flops from that blue to violet, which is a bit interesting. This one is violet as well, and blue, purple and cyan. So like, you take just a little bit. Do you want me to like place it and actually show you? So pinch it, and then just a little twist of the fingers is all it takes. And you can lay in exactly where you want it. And then you just take your brush and like tap it in place so it kind of like gets worked into the resin.
See the undertone? That blue right there?
Yeah, when you go to do Judy's house, let me know. I'll help you.
Why not? It's right down the road. I mean, hey, be a good tutorial to film.
What you guys do to get the weight? Is that just like see how he has the little waves?
Yeah, it's just laying on there and epoxy.
So let me see that real quick. Give you a little example. Because right now you're kind of like picking it up and like,
Yeah.
you're essentially taking that blue that's down there and putting it on top, right?
Okay.
So if instead you just directly tap, it integrates it in more so than covers it up. So you're going to see that lighter tone popping through that blue, which that's still pretty subtle. So we can probably go a little bit heavier.
See, that's why I was trying to break up that heavy blue.
Yeah. But you can also put a lot of like kind of movement and definition in it just by manipulating the mica that's there. Because again, like every time you pass through this, you're kind of like setting the orientation, like its height and like what direction it's traveling in the mica, right? So I can see that like it's definitely giving some light to it, but if you want more, there's silver, there's I mean really at this point you could even technically take white dye like the color pods, and if you very lightly put it in, you could even take that and break it up, but you'd have to work it in a good bit.
Little traders pop up. Kind of what you get from alcohol. Add alcohol to
Can you put that
yeah, like, I guess
over
all your
top
pieces
of cement board? You know that
Yeah.
like backer board that people put down for tiles and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be the prep for that?
What would the board be going down on?
Well, the board right now is, I have a tub surround,
What colors do you
Okay.
use? 3?
right?
Ooh.
And
it's
I've
all
been
backer
like
board like
remodeling
that?
my bathroom, and I have all this cement board around the tub
How much
surround.
epoxy is it?
Yeah.
And I thought, man, how fucking cool would it be?
One pretty much
So
one
like,
cup.
you know how your idea of
Like
doing
on
like
this
the wood planks?
I think this
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
like make that into like wood.
Try it.
Yeah, no, you could,
Grain, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm
I'll ship it to you.
speaking just kind of like brainstorming.
You know, fill the gaps with Bondo and
Yeah,
And then put
it
a
seems
layer
like
of
you would
epoxy
just do
down.
in a grout coat, not a grout coat, a beach coat. Like
Yeah.
if you just do a broadcast coat, like yeah, absolutely. Like that's one of the things micro cement's like formulated for, you know?
yeah.
It's like going over walls, floors, ceilings, like you can make a wet room out of it.
And then you would just seal it with ballistic.
Yeah. And so I mean really as long as that cement board is like in really good shape, and I would make sure, you know, just we'll talk to someone with a little more experience in that way of using it, you know, if like the grout coat makes sense. To me it does. I don't see what else you would do. I mean, well, no, because technically it would bite onto the cement board. It is cement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not even have to do like a beach coat.
Well, my thinking was to do
Now I want to know.
almost exactly like
What do you
was
think?
done over there on the floor, where you put down the layer of epoxy over top of the cement backer board,
Yeah.
right? And then you broadcast the quartz
Right.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Wait for it to dry, vacuum it all up nice, and then start making your cement
Yeah.
timbers around your tub,
That'd be sick.
right?
That'd be a really cool carving class. A really cool carving class.
Timbers around her tub.
Like you're
Okay,
sculpting,
so
like you're carving
see
them.
this?
Like you're making it look like timbers, but you're doing it out of cement. You're carved cement
You see that on the floor?
or concrete. Sorry. How you feeling about it? Do you want more defined white in there? Do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, remember we are going to have those white caps too. Like
Right.
that's part of it.
You know what? Let's. You think?
I mean, you could even take like an opaque white mica, and we can do the same thing. Like that way, like it's not really so much like that
Yeah,
iridescence.
because I just want to break it up a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
up
Here,
here.
give me 1 second.
I've been racking my brain. I was like, what do I want to do?
Oops, excuse me. No. No, like there's so many more options. That'd be so cool. There we go. So this one is supposed to be, you know, opaque. It's like more try working that little bit in. Remember not to like fold over on it, just kind of tamp it into place. Like tamp in like direction. Like with it being going into blue tinted resin, it's definitely going to take on some of that blue tone. But that should give you something that's a little more opaque and white. You know, it'd be like a highlight.
I like how you got your green though.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So let me show you one thing. When I put this bit down over here, watch. Let me be the one to tamp it, okay?
Go ahead.
So instead of like kind of approaching it this way, if you keep it very linear and thin,
Go towards one direction.
That stuff's getting super gooey, huh?
yeah, you can get a lot of work done in this state right here. A lot of work. A lot of the stuff that I do to resin is right here. This is like, you got really good control over it right now. If you're not going to do a flood coat, it's not a good idea. If you're going to do another coat,
This
all
will
kosher.
kinda make it not so smooth on the top, you think? Like it'll texture it.
Yeah, you'll probably
I'm
see
messing
some
with it
a
in
little
the
bit of high
stage.
points, low points. What do you think about something like that?
Yes.
Is that better? Yeah. All right. So you saw that movement I was taking? That was literally just the glacier white. So you want to like put a decent little bit of it up on itself. You know,
Well, I
you
tell
want
you
to kind
what, if
of
you
pack
take
it.
and you dump just a little bit more like on this side,
Yeah, you can work with that.
and then we'll work with that.
You got it. Kind of put some direction to it too.
John's a man with a vision, dude. You're killing it. He knows what he knows what he wants
He does.
out of this.
saw him as #1 fan,
You got Madden on your back? What
bro. Yeah, new color.
This is crazy.
New color, man.
Man, let's have burn your jersey over here.
Oh,
Oh, you wore it? Yeah. My Simpsons ass looking handwriting. My signature looks like the Simpsons logo.
Right in my face. Basically what you could do, like, when you
Just add a little bit. Like, I would have never thought to add pigment on top. I would have pigment on me inside. I would have never thought.
What's that descriptor that Mike Quist said to me recently?
I don't know, man.
I'm a disruptor,
you want to make a
like in a good way. A disruptor, like somebody that just comes in with completely out of left field, with a completely different view on how to do things.
Yes.
And I mean, this was kind of a nice trial run to really like dive into like the artsy, understanding the artsy reason behind stuff. And guys that have watched hundreds of videos and been to other training are like, this makes the most sense. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing for sure. That's awesome. It's like, gotta pat myself on the back there because I've been racking my brain on how to really approach this for like 6 months now. It's been the primary thing I've been putting my mind to, you know?
You mean teaching the class?
Yeah, just like just how to lay everything out, like what needs to be like the introduction to practical art theory, you know, which is like what this one is. It's like practical art theory, a new approach to coatings. And then like what can I like establish, and then what little classes can I have offshoots? Like, all right, we learned about these principles. This is how to really apply it to coatings or even vertical or even mold making. Like there's so many different, there's just so much up here that I've like spider webbed together.
Yeah.
And like, it's like I've learned something in one field and just take it to another. I'm sure you get
you're
it.
applying
Like,
it to what you're
Right.
taking what you know and applying it to what you're doing.
yep.
I know, with from the teaching aspect, with my kids especially, like I'm, trying to teach them a process or
Yeah.
something like that. I literally just include them on what I'm doing.
Yeah, at a young age, like it's like a sponge.
Yeah.
But you can't like, as soon as you put like pressure on it, that's whenever like it doesn't stick as well.
That's
You
when
gotta
they
make it
gotta
feel
go in the house
natural.
or they're thirsty. Or,
Yeah.
As long as there's no pressure.
I just moved here. I used to just have drugs in my house. I still do. My house is also. I moved here. I don't know. But,
You got some chops on you, man. You stick with this, you're gonna be really damn good.
If it could get those, I'll like 20
I have found that a lot of people that like to get lost in this process and really like dive in and build layers and like go for looks are usually people that have something going on that they don't like to sit with. They got to keep their mind busy, you know? Like,
Yes.
it's good. Yeah. I get it.
That is everywhere I
Dude,
go,
I
whether
get-
it be my mother-in-law's, my sister-in-law's, or somewhere. Just every time I walk in the door, it's like, I got projects for you to do. Every
I'm
time I
sure
go
you
up there,
do.
I have tools with me.
That's how I feel when I'm home. I'm usually working on something in the house too.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, that's the way that I unwind. I do more work. But it's just work that I want to do.
They make it vegan.
Yeah.
I drove it to the car guys love to do it with back on. Oh, the river is like, this is back on the back.
Yeah.
You got something.
Well, diesel's one way to do that. I have most of the diesel. But I drove, I think, from California 2 weeks ago. Oh man, you don't believe it. Yeah. Like getting strapped in my gear. You guys know what I'm talking about? I had like 30
Nice finish. I guess we'll be here tomorrow. Right, you have to come back and pick it up.
They come off like back last
I just said, I'm leaving. How about you say? It's done, I guess? Okay. There's still pizza over there.
I had like a little blue suit, and I didn't want to put so long.
Yeah.
That's a sedan, like a remodeling big suit.
What kind of car?
335 remodeling. Okay. And they're fun, man. Like, if you tune them up, like these things, I'm not gonna mess with factory. You believe in tune them? I was probably like 400 per wheel for 800 torque. Wow. And they're light.
Really? Yes.
Like, for all those black ones. Yeah, I walked through the whole time and they're blue. My back don't go I wish.
Right?
I wish.
Oh, man.
That's like,
Yeah. It's steady as your
my
hand.
other one I bought.
How do you do it?
Bad.
There's a lot of them.
Just with
But
this
like,
hand.
when I had it,
Yeah, like
my
that.
brother
That's
was
very
very
safe.
safe.
This hand, I'm super precise with this hand. This hand, very
Perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
I've never seen that car, and no one had it.
Mushroom is kind of
He's on the
Yeah.
but you gotta deal with the effect.
Yeah. Just enough to get kind of weird, but like all the benefit of like riding on, steady.
Always felt like my left hand was artistic hand and my right hand was strong. Like, you know, this one's got this. But because I can, seems like I can, I'm right left-handed.
Oh, okay.
Do everything else. Right left-handed and they do everything else right.
Yeah, so you're ambidextrous. That's
Sort of.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Because I guess I play, if I were to play guitar, I would play that left-handed. If I were to play pool, I'm left-handed. But like swinging a bat and kicking and throwing and all that.
Man, that worked out pretty well. Not too shabby.
And then it sits for a bit and you put the white caps on or something last.
Yeah.
After it sits for a hot.
Yeah, most people feel good about their boards. I mean, actually, if you're done messing with your board, you're done working on them, we can go ahead and start moving these out of the way. We have this area over here. We have a table. Just to see where it is going to still be dripping, you know, so make sure there's either plastic down or something like a work table. And it's not even done, you know. Once that white goes on top of it, it's when it's really gonna start coming to life.
Do you have your own? Did you make that one? Because you can have mine. I'm gonna leave yours soon.
I'll make my own.
Okay.
Oh, if you're gonna leave soon, there's no point in starting. Huh?
I was gonna, yeah. We're gonna start a whole new thing. I don't want to start and then just leave a mess for y'all. Not that I already have it, but
I mean, yeah. I mean,
that's your responsibility now, man. It's your station. You need to clean up.
you work here. You gotta come back. Alright.
Sweep it in the morning.
You wanna go give me a tour of the Megan's supply house?
That's like 30 minutes that way, buddy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, it's not 30. It's probably 20 minutes. 20 minutes down that way.
Yes, we could just use your board. That's open there. Don't grab your board off the top of my mouth. You wanna grab it out?
Oh, you don't have the edge thing anymore. Yeah, you just lose it.
Alright.
I don't know if you need the edge.
I'm pretty stoked on that. Here, you know what, give me 5 minutes. I need to stretch. I have not even had the sunlight in my eyes today.
I know, I'm about to say, like, I don't think you did, like, you kind of been going, bro.
I literally, I start to feel a certain way if I go so many days living like this. And I'm talking just even a couple of minutes of looking at sunlight with my glasses off. It's pretty wild. It affects my liver. I can feel my liver spasm whenever I don't have sunlight. It's really wild. All right, everyone. Take this time. I'm going to take a few minutes to stretch, breathe some nice fresh air, see the sunlight, because I kind of live like a vampire lately. And while I'm doing that, take a chance to kind of like straighten up the workspace. Looks like everybody's already done a decent bit. Definitely want to try to get that board. I might do that.